give a huge Seattle welcome to the incomparable Jonathan Capehart.
Thank you, Roger. And I'm so sorry you have to stand here this entire time while I speak. Just don't do anything.
I have an X.
Oh, you have the marker.
I have a marker.
Wow. So when Roger asked me if I were available to be here to be the keynote speaker, I said, of course I would be here. I mean, I do whatever Roger tells me to do. And so here I am. He told me that I needed to speak about what was happening in the country and with some urgency and, a message of hope and building bridges and all of that stuff. And then I get here, and this is like a damn roast. Everyone's having a good time. I hear the ice tinkling in glasses. People are talking. It's like being at the Golden Globes, or what I suspect the Golden Globes would be like, really fun, raucous, and just a little bit drunk, which is great. So thank you, Roger, and thank you, GSBA, for the honor of speaking tonight. And really, what a great night and a great event. And what a great time for me to come out of my election-induced coma. I mean, okay, I can't go on with my remarks without commenting on the events of today. So I guess you know what I'm talking about. I guess y'all saw that press conference today with what Mayor Murray calls the press conference by 45. President Trump, I mean, not that I was surprised by the hour-long spectacle. I mean, none of us should have been. He was still crowing about his victory, still lying about the size of his electoral win. He was still dragging Hillary Clinton for losing to him. He was still slamming the press, which is a real profile in courage since, well, the media's approval rating is lower than Congress's. He was still deriding judges making decisions he doesn't like, and he was still mewling about how stories on Russia, well, stories that he doesn't like, are fake news. It was a tour de force performance that blessedly left out his lie that millions of undocumented immigrants were bussed across borders of you pick the state, whichever one he didn't win, that's where they were, and voted by the millions, are the reason why he lost the popular vote by 3 million ballots. Lord Jesus, take the wheel. I mean, I don't know about you, or maybe I do, but the election of Donald Trump as President of the United States was a seismic event in my household. I mean, I thought for sure that I was witnessing the crumbling of our democracy, seeing just how fragile the Constitution really is in the hands of a chief executive who regards its bedrock principles as malleable clay, something easily bent and contorted to suit his unconstitutional and immoral goals. Not only that, Trump's election turned my dual-income, no-kids home into a one-income, no-kids household. We went from dinks to oinks. My husband, Nick, was a political appointee in the Obama administration, and no, to you Bernie Sanders people, the Clintons did not buy our apartment for us. So like I was saying, that was just a little aside. I'm sorry. But my husband is a political appointee in the Obama administration, and we both hoped that not only would Hillary become the most qualified person ever to run for the office to win the office. We also hoped that she would find something for Nick to do in her ready on day one administration. Alas. But we give President Trump his due. We give him this much credit. His election made us appreciate even more the man he was about to succeed. Being married while President Obama and the First Lady, Michelle Obama, were still in the White House became our guiding light. A wedding that was planned for November 4th, 2017 was moved up to January 7th. In 4 weeks, Nick pulled together the wedding we actually wanted. And that former Attorney General Eric Holder married us, the man whose decision to no longer defend DOMA against constitutional challenge, to have him marry us only added to the symbolism of the moment. Never in a million years did I think I could get married. Of course, I wanted to get married. I'm like one of those sentimental, romantic people who like knows every Frank Sinatra song by heart and all of that stuff. My Vows was actually the lyrics from a jazz song. Don't ask me who wrote it. I just know Frank sings it. And never in a million years did I think that my doing so, that my getting married would merit coverage in the New York Times. Never in a million years did I think such coverage would inspire others to follow our lead. Andrea Nicolescu, where are you? Is she still here? Wait, Andrea, are you not here?
Yeah, it's right there.
There you are. Okay, so I just met Andrea. And Andrea came up to me specifically to tell me that it was as a result of reading the Vows profile in the New York Times that she and her now wife decided right then and there that they too wanted to be married while President Obama was still in the White House. Unbeknownst to me, I didn't know you guys have a 3-day waiting period before you had to get married. And so they were able to get married, slide in there in front of family and friends with just, 2-3 days notice, and mere hours before Trump took the oath of office, they were married. Inspiration. If there is one word that describes how I pulled out of that coma I mentioned, that would be it. Inspiration. David Breland, Aiden Key, Melinda Jovanko, you guys, all the recipients tonight, you are inspiration. Now, I'll admit, I was skeptical of all the talk about a women's march in Washington the day after Donald Trump would be inaugurated. After all, the election blew up everything I was taught to be true. For instance, I was taught, and decades of experience proved, that a person running an openly racist, xenophobic, misogynistic, nativist campaign would never be elected president of the United States. Silly me. So you can understand why I didn't believe anyone would show up, and certainly not in the numbers needed to stave off embarrassment. And yet, they did show up by the hundreds of thousands all over the country and all over the world. Even in San Juan, Puerto Rico, where my husband and I escaped to because, there's only so much we can take, we saw marchers on television. We saw the pictures on Facebook. And there, as we tried to escape the reality of what was about to befall the United States, right there in San Juan, it was all around us. And simply put, it was inspiring. Back in Washington, D.C., the following weekend, I was blown away by the marchers who came from every conceivable street to protest the chaos of Trump's ill-conceived travel ban. the travel ban that's not a ban, or a Muslim ban, even though he said there's a travel ban and a Muslim ban. Got it? And I didn't say it, you said it, so I'm just saying what you said. Those are not my words, those are your words. And while I'm up here, this lovely ring is from Ivanka's collection. It's at $39.99. And these
Do it.
shoes. I'm kidding. I'm going way too far. I'm sorry. Oh. Mr. President, I'm sorry. I'm very sorry. Where was I? Back on script. No. But you know what else was inspiring? I was going to say your governor, given what he did in empowering your Attorney General, Bob Ferguson, to take a battering ram, as the New York Times called it, to the president's Muslim ban. And that action stopped Trump's unconstitutional and immoral actions in its tracks for now. I also want to say that what's inspiring was Mayor Murray and what he had to say. In fact, between the governor and the mayor and their truly inspiring and powerful words, I was afraid I had nothing left to say. But you here in Washington State and in Seattle are in incredibly good hands, good leadership hands. You know what else is inspiring? Your state Supreme Court ruling unanimously that folks can't hide. The Supreme Court ruling unanimously that folks can't hide behind religion to justify their bigotry. And hopefully, the powerful ruling out of Washington State will send a signal to others that they better not try it. But with an ugly religious freedom executive order still